God is going to make it right. So they sought occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault. For as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. No wonder they didn't like him. Oh, by the way, they tell me that Obama had a Halloween party last night. Had 2,000 kids trick-or-treating there. He's handing them out treats. His wife, Michelle Obama, was dressed up like a Catwoman. Now she's showing her true colors. And they had the whole, I saw a picture of the White House. They had orange lights shining on it. The whole White House was an orange house. And they had a big black stuffed spider hanging in the entranceway, hanging down there. And some of the various staffers of the higher up staff members of the president were dressed mostly in Star Wars costumes. One of the most well-known ones was Darth Vader, the dark side of the Force, right? Right on cue. Now, I admit that the Clintons did that too. They only did it once, really, and that's when Hillary was 13. Or pardon me, Chelsea was 13. Hillary decorated the whole place up. Hillary was actually showing her true colors. And she still has a chip on her shoulder because that house fell on her sister, but she had the whole place decorated up like a big pumpkin, you know. Halloween, Samhain, as the witches call it, is a cross-quarter witches' Sabbath. There is nothing, no way can you Christianize that. That's right. No way can you have anything a 42nd cousin relative to do with that. That's right. So, these conspirators, so then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. See what they do? They want to dig down in there and get at what's in your heart. They can't find fault against your performance. You're honest. You're upright. You're doing what's right. But they've got to get at the base of your faith to try to destroy you there. Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king and said unto him, King Darius, live forever. Well, that was a nice little expression they used. He wasn't going to. In fact, he's dead and rotted away now, long ago. But that was something you just said back then, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors, and the princes, the counselors, and the captains, boy, they had quite an entourage, didn't they? And you know, when they met in their big building there where they governed from, they had a very peculiar ceiling. History tells us that the ceiling was blue with white stars. Just like the field of the upper left-hand corner of the flag. And the reason that's there is because the Masonic Lodge in their temple room has a blue ceiling with white stars. Came from Babylon. The governors, the princes, the counselors, the captains have consulted together. Oh, by the way, churches have those too, don't they? They put flags in their sanctuaries, which means they have capitulated with the government, and they brought in the abomination that makes them desolate, and you will not, it's standing where it ought not. If they want to put it on their public buildings, that's their business, but it's got no place in God's sanctuary. Standing where it ought not, as Jesus said. And it says all of these have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions. Nobody can petition any god at all. They have to ask you. And the king thought, well, that sounded pretty good. It was an honor unto himself. Now the king, now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing. They had their little rainbow pen right out there. You know, Obama's got this rainbow pen. It writes in different colors. Which it doesn't matter, does it? Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing that it be not changed according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which altereth not. In Medo-Persia, you could not alter a law. You couldn't change it. Once it was signed, that was it. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. Now, what kingdom represented this? Or what symbol represented this kingdom? Remember Daniel's vision in chapter 7? How there was a lion with 2 wings. It rose up out of the sea. And then there was a bear with 3 ribs in its mouth. Arise, devour much flesh. There was a leopard with 4 heads and 4 wings. And later on, an indescribable beast. Well, in the book of Revelation, we have a very weird compository beast rising up out of the sea. In our day, in our time. And it's part leopard and it's part bear, and it's actually part all these different beasts, and it's a horrifying thing. So we find the components of all of those in the land today. And folks, our country is near to being a dictatorship right now. You know, they got this health care thing that they're trying to push through. It's not about health care. It's about control. That's right. And last week, Nasty Pelosi, Speaker of the House, went to the West Front. See, the Capitol doesn't have a back or a side entrance. There's a West Front, South Front, North Front, East Front. I was there a couple of times. The West Front is always open to the public. Anybody can go and walk up the steps, and the West Front is wide open. But not this time. She had the big iron gates set up, the big fences all along there. In the news media, she said the general public is not welcome to this. She was going to present the health care package. And you and I were not invited. So they put up the big iron fences. They had the Capitol Police all around there. And Nasty Pelosi stood up with that document, 1,990 pages. Think of how many words are in that document. 1,990 pages. In fact, that is longer than the book War and Peace, Atlas Shrugged, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. This is our health care plan. This is your insurance package. 1,990 pages long, including all of the specifications on how to end your life, allowing doctors to sign an end-of-life certificate for you. It's all in there. Now, if you are an illegal alien, you can get health care without ID. If you live in the United States, if you're born here, you have to have ID. If you're an illegal, you don't have to have ID. You're entitled to it's the whole thing. Unlimited abortion for anybody, for any reason. If they sign this thing, if they ramrod this thing, I'll tell you what's going to happen. Judgment will fall just as sure as I'm standing here. God's only going to take so much. 1,990 pages, which extrapolates out to $2.2 million per word, totaling over $1 trillion.